I've never been in a relationship, mainly also because, let's talk about it a little bit. I didn't want to get too attached to somebody. Can't really like speak on really detaching myself from a relationship, a partner, or anything like that. But I mean, detaching myself, I have the sneaker links, but detach yourself from that energy as well because it's an exchange of energy. So even if there wasn't really like an attachment there's still an energy type of bond thing. So you do want to let that go because that also makes you feel some type of way, and it like kind of fucks with your energy. And especially if it's not good energy. So you want to let that energy go, cleanse yourself, build it into a little ball, and I let it go into the universe, because energy keeps flowing and I don't want it to keep flowing inside of me. So it's like I'm letting it flow out. And that was one thing where I saw so many relationships getting too attached to the point where when there is a breakup, people say they can't live without that person, that they're going to lose themselves and this and that, and from observing that, I just didn't want that for myself. And I know now, like it's not always like that. And I know now that those people that say that because they lack self-love. They don't love themselves at all. Because if you do love yourself, you wouldn't allow yourself to go through that. I didn't love myself like that before. I always had this guard up. And you shouldn't really have like a guard up. I'm kind of thankful for that. That way, it didn't allow myself to just fall for anybody. Probably even like worsen that attachment style that I had in a way. I feel like I've always kind of been into energy and more like with the vibes, but I didn't know back then like vibes and energy, like I do now. I've never felt that true connection with anybody like that. But also I feel like because I just didn't have a connection with myself, and I feel like when people don't have a connection with themselves, they either just don't really have a connection with anybody or they try and force a connection with somebody else where then those attachments, those forcible attachments come in. I just didn't find a really true connection with nobody because I didn't even really know who I was in a way. I wasn't connected with my true self. I wasn't expressing me, my true self. It's all about the self. So that's where you have to build that connection with yourself and learn to love yourself because you can't love nobody else if you don't love yourself. So when you are lacking self-love and depending love from somebody else, you're going to then experience that heartbroken. And a heartbreak doesn't necessarily mean, romantic wise, like being in a relationship and stuff like that. Cause, you can feel heartbroken from like family, friends. Even then, you should still love yourself enough to keep going and just know like everything in your life right now, in your current life, doesn't last forever. It's not going to last forever. So just have that idea, and you have to love yourself enough to get up and move on. Some people might see it as selfish. That's on them. Like everybody has their own beliefs, but you have to keep moving forward. You have to keep living your life. A lot of people don't love themselves enough to keep moving forward. They think negative when hunty, if that breakup is probably the best for you. If you're going through a breakup right now, it's the best thing for you. It's the best thing ever. Don't try and go into another relationship. Build a relationship with yourself first. Start loving yourself. This is a sign, baby. You need to build that self-love. All that love that you were expecting from that person, give it to yourself. Give it all to yourself. Because love is within you. Love is within us. And once you learn true love and learn to love yourself, you will appreciate love and know how to properly love somebody else